But first, Autumn Shrum's going to introduce us to Dushon Daniels, an up-and-coming fashion designer.
Thanks, Sharon. I'm here at the Avenue Vieira with Dushon Daniels, a Brooklyn, New York clothing designer whose expressive clothing is sold here at Elite Boutique. Dushon, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Tell us, what is expressive clothing all about?
Well, Expressive Clothing is a custom clothing company that I came up with a couple years ago that basically takes everyone's ideas, thoughts, and feelings and actually puts them into clothing. You know, and we really specialize on bringing everybody's thoughts to life. Because you know how most people walk into the store and they see an item that they would like to be changed just a little bit. We're the company that can actually give you what you want.
Did you always know that you wanted to be a fashion designer?
No, it was the furthest thing from my mind. To be honest with you, I was just a funny dressed ball player. And when I mean funny dressed, at a time when I was growing up, I really didn't have too much. I was growing up, my mother, she was a single parent and she gave what she could. So 2 or 3 pairs of jeans was the most that I had. So what I did was I would cut some things up, splash of paint here and there, do some bleaching, and create different outfits. So as I would say, I was a funny dressed ball player. And I eventually got a scholarship for playing basketball. And it was something that I loved to do. I thought I was gonna be the next Michael Jordan instead of being the next Jay Alexander, a designer. So when I got to college, my first 2 years in college were great. I was playing basketball, I loved it, until I got hurt in a game, and I thought it was just gonna be a bump in the road. I was gonna recover and play ball. When I came back to school the next year, my coach, I assume was my best friend, he became my best friend, recruited over me. So I didn't have a basketball scholarship anymore, so that was done. So either I had to go to school and pay for it, which I didn't have, or just get financial aid. So I got financial aid, and I took a class in art. And when I took a class in art, this is actually a funny story. I used to lose a lot of things. So I had a canvas that I was supposed to have for class, but I misplaced it. I don't know where it went somewhere. And the assignment was to project an image onto the canvas and paint it and bring it in the next day and show what you did, number it and paint it. I lost my canvas. I had nothing to do. I had no way to do it. And if I didn't do it, I would not be able to play basketball because it was a grade. It was the final grade. So what I did was I took a piece of cardboard and I took a T-shirt and I stretched it over the canvas, stretched it over the cardboard. And I took canvas paint to paint it. But at the time, I was looking at it and I was like, well, what if I was actually wear that shirt? So I let the canvas dry, and it was but it was so hard, it was like walking around with really cardboard under your shirt. So I was like, that's not gonna be cool. So I got in class, so I painted a picture on the front of the shirt, and I held it up, and I held it up in front of the class. I was like, I didn't have a canvas. I didn't want to fail. So he would at least pass me for doing my assignment. So he looked at it, and he was like, put the shirt on. So I put the shirt on, and I was wearing it, and everybody looked at it and was like, wow. He's like, now this is creativity. Now this is what an artist is. And I got an A for it. And I was walking out of class, people was looking at me funny, but I went back to my room and I just sketched the same thing I did with the canvas paint. I did it on a regular shirt and wore it. And I started selling shirts from there. So that helped me pay for my scholarship in school because I wasn't playing basketball.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Who taught you to design?
No one taught me to design. It was just, I guess some things are just meant to be. I was never taught to design. I was never taught. I always had a taking to art when I was at a young age.
What inspires you for your designs?
Well, I would say most of my designs come from everyday life. Just like the line I just did, the Like a Collection, it was inspired by the passing of Michael Jackson. And I know that was a traumatic experience for most people. So I sat down and thought about it, like he was a great person. So why not have him be the centerpiece of the line that I'm about to do? So I just sat down and looked at his life and looked at his accomplishments and looked at most of the things that he did. And if you really look at Michael Jackson, a lot of the times he was a very well-dressed person. His image was very important. A lot of things he did started many trends. So I was like, why not model my next line, which is really important. I'm going to put out there to the world. Why not do it after the person that really set trends? So that's why I did it.
What are some key elements of your clothes that set them apart?
I would say the key element of clothes are the zipper placement, because I took the trend that came in for this summer. It was a lot of zippers and buttons, and I took the gold from Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a lot of gold pieces that he had in a lot of his different clothing. Took that, along with some creativity, I thought about how a jean was constructed. Most jeans are constructed with the zipper in the front. So I thought, if I'm gonna be a trendsetter, if I'm gonna take clothing to the next level, then I'm gonna have to change the way people look at certain things. So I was like, most guys zip their pants up in the front. If I was to change that front zipping and put it on the side, then that's gonna take jeans and just put it in a whole different category. So I started zipping my jeans up from the side, and it became a new trend.
Very different. Have people been receptive to that?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, most rappers, like I dressed a couple rappers, and they was like, well, how am I gonna use the bathroom? That was the first thing they said, how am I gonna use the bathroom? I said, okay, I said, trust me, wear the jeans, and you'll see what happened. They wore the jeans to one performance, and everybody was looking at them, and they was like, I like the jeans, because most of my designs are in the front of the jean. You can't have a real good design on the front of the jean if there's a zipper there. It just takes away from it. So then after the performance, he walked over to me and was like, X, I like the jeans. I was like, why do you like the jeans? Oh, because the girl walked over to me and said, yeah, I like those. Like, I like the zipper on the side. So it wasn't really, at the time, it wasn't really the design placement. It was because a girl told him that he liked them.
Right.
So you really can see that's the influence that women have over guys. So now it's, you walk to the store, it's, oh, those are cool. I like those.
Very cool. Well, it sounds like you've got lots of great ideas. And later in the show, Dushon is going to share with us some of the top spring fashion trends. But first, we're going to go to a story about running and how you can fit in that cardio, even if you just have a little bit of time.